Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we are currently in need of a couple of repairs. It's really not going to take long. It'll be longer for our fatigued pilots to get back. Let's go ahead and tick forward until they are back. There we go. That is fantastic. And let's also go ahead and get ourselves a little bit of training here. For Buzz, this is actually fine. We can grab a point of piloting.
Mech Warrior training complete.
For Death Crusade, a point of tactics.
Training
Sure.
complete.
For Geezer, nothing. For LaFay, nothing. For Overhead, yeah, sure. A point of piloting is fine.
Training confirmed, Commander.
For Ringo, nothing.
Commander.
For Scrub, nothing. And for Wildfire, nothing. Okay, so let's see what we have for deployment. Actually, I want to double check that we didn't need any custom mech repairs. We don't. We are only one part away from getting a Marauder, though. I mean, we could check the store and see if they have a Marauder part, but that's probably not cost-effective if they did, which they don't. So yeah, we'll pass on that. Thank you very much. Let's see what we've got available for missions, shall we? This one is interesting to me. So destroy base here. It is a Comstar Op4, which I would really prefer to avoid. We're trying to make friends with Comstar. Only have time to load one Leopard, but we know that the enemy force will be small as well. Maybe we should just run this one and run it like here. Yeah, I think that's okay. And we are only going to load one Leopard in here, but that's fine. We can bring the Raven and Stiletto, and then the Blackjack, Hunchback, and 2 Centurions. We can leave the Vulcan and the Ghost at home. I think this is reasonably acceptable, except the Ghost basically fills the same role as the Stiletto. So I'm going to bring the Ghost instead of the Stiletto here. But I'm going to bring the Raven instead of the Vulcan. That Narc is just too handy. Who's our Ghost pilot? Is that Buzz? I can't remember. Yes. Okay. So that is great, and I think we're ready to deploy this. Yes, I'm aware that the Blackjack is underweight. So this is going to be a battle in the lowlands. This is only a skull and a half. What we're hoping that we see here is a Marauder. What we're probably going to see here is not a Marauder, in all honesty. But I would love to see, honestly, any heavy mechs. I would love to start seeing heavies in the Op4. Marauders, Warhammers, things like that. Like 75-tonners are kind of ideal. Orions, stuff on that level. But for now, we need to destroy the Pirate Lance. We have an extremely time-sensitive mission for you. The remains of an enemy company are preparing to extract. Strike fast and hit them before they escape. We've only got time to load one Leopard, but we know the enemy force will be small as well. Well, Darius says that, so I'm assuming that's going to be like 30 enemies.
Command interface initiated.
Excellent. They're up on the hill? Sounds good. How close to the hill can we get? Not tremendously. Okay. Uh-huh. There's also possibly some enemies over here. And up on that hill we knew. And they're just kind of everywhere. We're going to deploy right over here where it recommends that we go, and we'll just see what we've got.
I think I just stepped in some... shit.
Okay, so we immediately see a wheeled scout. We're going to reserve here.
Man, it is a sea of green out there.
Allegedly, anyway. We're going to reserve here. For sure. And let's see what we end up seeing here. We're going to reserve one more time. Now the wheeled scout moves, we'll see where it goes. It didn't move. Okay, one more reservation.
For the right move.
It turned before taking that shot. So, does it not have an ace pilot? Oh, wow. It is pretty dead, in all honesty. Our Centurion is going to step out over here.
Copy that, Commander.
And we're going to light this guy up. Didn't quite get it killed there,
What do you need?
but that's fine. Our Hunchback is going to sprint up over here.
Got it.
I don't think we're going to waste a Gauss ammo on this. We'll fire everything else. That wasn't great, but it's okay. Okay, we see over here, what is that, like a Savannah Master? Just a little guy. We'll move up with our Blackjack, and we will fire on that Wheeled Scout. I don't think I'm going to fire the Bombast for heat purposes. And that's an ejection. Fantastic. Okay, so where are the other enemies? We know there's one here. I suspect we should make for the top of this hill.
Yeah.
Let's go see.
It. Yes, I am.
Okay, we know that there's a Cloudbuster over there. This is a really non-threatening enemy, and I'm kind of regretting taking the salvage at this point.
No shooting, just running.
So we know that there's two vehicles up over here. We don't know where the final enemy is yet. Okay.
Orders.
Our Raven is going to make its way over to here.
I've got eyes on hostile reinforcements.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So that's a commando. That is a hunter. We've got 3 commandos, actually, in total. That's still not very threatening. Light up that wheeled APC in beacon mode with the Narc Launcher as your top weapon. We should probably change that priority. Very nice. So the commando moves up. Fires on the Raven, misses everything. I like it. The other commandos are moving in. Oh, that's a wasp over there. Sure. So that actually means 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is everything. There's nothing over here. Gotcha.
Yep.
The Hunchback is going to attempt to sprint up the hill. We need to get the Hunchback up the hill ASAP. The Centurion here is going to do the same. However, it does have indirect weapons, and I would love to fire on this narked wheeled APC. And it's dead.
One more for the trashy.
Fantastic.
Standing by.
Next up, our Blackjack will try to climb the hill a bit.
Location confirmed.
And what are our hit odds like? Okay, 22.3 it is.
Target confirmed.
Little bit of damage to that Cloudbuster.
I'm here.
This Centurion will go ahead and position here where it can actually fire on this commando. I don't expect that it will get too much for hits, but we'll give it a go.
Firing.
We actually hit the heavy rifle. I'm slightly shocked about that.
I'm listening.
The Ghost is going to sprint in over this way, whatever our hit odds are best on. Actually, we're out of range. That's fine. Cloudbuster moves out. Fires on the Ghost. Completely fails. Okay, these mechs are moving in. They're climbing their own hill. This is going to be this commando. Interesting choice. Not necessarily what I would do, but definitely bold.
Got something you want done?
The Raven is going to sprint over into this cover here. We're not focused with the Raven on the Cloudbuster tank. We are instead coming over here to try to hit this commando in its weak arc and maybe narc him.
Roger that.
We did not succeed in narking him. We did take out his fluid gun,
Scored a critical hit.
and I guess we'll take that. Okay, phase 18. That is this commando. It moves up, fires on the Centurion. It's a lot of hits and dropping mines on the top of the hill.
Yeah.
I can't say that I'm the biggest fan of this. We'll come up on the side arc of this Cloudbuster, and we're not going to fire the Rocket 20 here. A little bit of armor damage, I suppose.
Ready for orders.
Our Blackjack is going to avoid as many mines as possible and just swing out over this way. And then I think we'll fire on that Cloudbuster. Good armor strip there. We'll take it.
What do you need?
The question is, do we run the Hunchback up through the mines to get to this vantage point? And I think the answer is
Full
yes.
throttle.
I think we go ahead and do that. We'll fire on the Cloudbuster, hope we don't stray shot with the Gauss.
Copy that.
We did not. Fantastic.
One more for the scrap heap.
Okay, phase 14, that is their Hunter. And their Wasp, actually. Okay.
Yes, Commander.
Now, this Centurion took a lot of damage over here. We do have jump jets, which means we can clear a lot of these mines. I would like to turn our left side to them.
10-4.
So we'll go ahead and do that. We will also Vigilance him. And I would like to fire what we can on this guy. We'll just do that.
Copy that.
Now, he did utilize basically all of his firepower on the Centurion there.
Negative damage. Repeat.
And it looks good to me.
What are your orders, Skipper?
This Centurion is going to move up over this way.
I got you.
We're going to fire on this Commando with our LRM. Aw, yeah. 6 damage. Okay, so phase 23. That is going to be this Commando. Okay. He's going to melee the Raven. He did miss. And that's very good for us. It's hard to tell amongst the foliage here, but he did miss the Raven.
Armor's holding, Commander. Nothing to see here.
Indeed. So now the Raven moves. And I kind of want to come in behind this Commando. Unfortunately, we can't. We could come in behind this Commando. 61% hit odds. The problem is potentially turning rear arc on these guys. I think we risk it.
Roger that.
This is a high risk, high reward
Let's go.
thing here, but it looks like we're not going to get the reward. So let's see how the risk goes. No reward there. All risk. I like it. So phase 20 is, of course, this guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he moves behind the Raven here. He didn't. An interesting choice, to be sure.
Reporting minimal damage.
Not what I would have done there.
Right here. Mm-hmm.
So the Ghost can now move in behind this Commando. From this position. Do it.
Roger that.
We did miss, but that's okay. We got closed in. That was the major thing there. And a little bit of rear arc damage. Nice, a gyro crit. We'll take it.
That was a critical hit. That
Next
was.
round, these guys are going to be in substantial danger. So at this point, we're going to move up over this way with this Centurion. Yeah, there's going to be another landmine there, but that's fine. Do we fire on this guy with the heavy rifle? I feel like we actually do.
Targeting for an Alpha strike.
Okay. I've seen better hits, but we didn't stray shot, so that's something.
Keep an eye on my heat, Commander.
We're going to move up with this Centurion.
Acknowledge, Commander.
Light him up.
Engage target.
Fantastic.
Tango is trash, Skipper.
That one was a bad one right there.
Oh, you're fine. You are completely fine. So the Wasp moves up, goes for the Raven. This is what we expected, but he didn't go for the rear arc, which is weird. And that, of course, means that the Raven is completely fine, assuming that this Commando doesn't do something weird. But it shouldn't, because it had those mines, so I think we're okay. Next up
Yeah.
is our Hunchy. Would have to move up in the minefield here, or move down here. I think we're just going to stay put here. No, we actually can't. Just looking for a good position for it. I guess we'll move here. It is 17 mines. That's not too bad. The Hunchy's legs should be able to take that pretty easily. And we're going to fire on the Commando over here, not because we have good hit odds, but because we don't want a stray shot.
Here we go.
Okay, we got the AC2 hit anyway. Yep, that rear attack on the Raven is exactly what we expected. And our Blackjack is going to close in to reasonable range here. Like, this is basically ideal range. And we're going to fire on this commando.
Affirmative.
We did miss the bombast, but we landed a lot of missiles. Fantastic. Round 18, that is this commando moving. We'll see what he decides to do here. Fair enough. That's similar to what I probably would have done there.
Minimum damage. This guy's nothing.
Skipper,
Okay, we're going to move up with this Centurion. That would be through the minefield. We're actually going to move up like this. And I'm going to lob some missiles at this Wasp.
copy that.
Excellent.
Ready to get
Next
it
up,
on.
our Raven is absolutely going to come in over here. Like 1,000,000%. This was never not going to happen. That's a melee hit and a dead commando eventually. Excellent. He's not dead now,
Critical hit,
but he
Commander.
will die.
I'm receiving you.
Now this Centurion is going to step up to here. Let's check hit odds. They're the same. We're going to go for this commando then. And we're not going to fire the ER medium. This should be okay-ish. That was a hefty hit there, taking out that leg. That's a knocked down commando, which also means that's a dead commando once we get a chance to fire at it again.
My heat
Which
gauge
the
is
Blackjack can
high.
do literally right now. I think we take this overheat. Light him up.
Locking in all weapons. Let's hit him
There we go.
hard.
One dead commando.
That's a kill.
Failed to shut down override on the Blackjack. We don't care. That's
Too
fine.
hot. Shutting down.
The Ghost is going to have to move over here. And we're going to move to here. And just physical attack like this in the front arc. I don't like it, but given our heat, this is what we got to do. Oh, that's an ejection. Okay, we'll take it. I mean, he pretty much did have to eject there. There's no doubt about that.
That's a kill, Commander. Getting pretty hot in this cockpit.
Oh
here.
yeah, that's to be expected at this point.
My heat gauge is all red.
Yeah. Once again, they're always going to go for a shutdown target if they can. But that actually is good for us. A little bit more heat in the Raven.
I'm taking heat damage.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep.
The Hunchback is actually able to fire on this guy, and we're going to do so immediately. Just light him up. Don't move.
Attacking from position.
Ooh, that was a big Gauss hit. That was
Scored a
huge,
critical
actually.
hit.
Okay. Next up, our Ghost is going to step over here. Now,
I'm on my
we've
way.
got some heat issues going on here, for sure. I'm just thinking, maybe we want to blow our rockets here and finish off this Wasp. No, I think our heat is already high enough. We're just going to sink heat for now.
Good to go.
The Raven is going to come down over this way,
I copy.
and we're going to look to narc this Hunter. Of course, we can't really fire our lasers here, but that's okay. We did manage to narc him, and that is fantastic. Next up, this Centurion is going to stay put, since it's got some heat issues going on here. And we'll just fire on the Wasp. Not a great shot.
Watch my heat.
Not a great shot at all. I think we'll just stay put with this Centurion and fire on this Wasp like this, since our ultralight rotary rifle is currently jammed. That should be a kill. Not quite, actually. And sure, shoot at the Hunchy. See how much I care.
What do you need?
The Hunchy is just going to shoot at the Wasp again. This should definitely kill this Wasp. Oh yeah, he's totally dead.
That
Wonderful.
one's gone.
So next up, all that's left is the Hunter. The Blackjack is going to go ahead and restart, and that will end its turn. The Raven, at this point, is going to close in on the Hunter again.
Coordinates received.
And now that we don't have heat issues here, in theory, I believe that we can almost fire this. I'm going to not fire the small lasers, but fire... Actually, that's 20 damage. I'm going to not fire the medium pulse. Excellent. Next up, our Blackjack is going to step forward over here towards ideal range and fire on that Narc Hunter. Decent armor shred. I like it.
Yeah?
Our Hunchy is not going to do anything. I don't want to move out of, or rather move through these mines. That'll be fine.
Guess I was lucky that time. Waiting for
So
orders.
this Centurion is not exactly capable of very much movement here. We're just
My
going
heat
to
gauge is
do
getting
that.
pretty high.
Yes, I'm
Keep
aware.
an eye on my heat, Commander.
Our Ghost is going to close in over here to about here.
Confirmed.
And looking at our heat, it's a little on the high side, to be sure. We'll just do something like this. It will overheat. But that's also a kill. So that's good. Assuming we don't blow up.
Destroyed.
We're good. Okay, I wouldn't exactly call that a milk run just as we expected, Darius. You did say their numbers would be small, and that was 2 lances. So, their tonnage was small. I wouldn't call their numbers small. They weren't very threatening, and ultimately I don't expect very much fantastic salvage from this. We're probably going to end up selling most of what we get in salvage. Let's see. Yeah, I don't care about any of that. LRM-20 is decent to take. We can guarantee 3 Rocket 15s. Sure. Flak FCS. Plus 2 Evasion Ignore. I'm actually going to take that as well. And let's see what else we get. A lot of parts. A fuel cell engine. I'm going to get rid of that. I have no interest in it. Standard fusion engine. That's some sweet, sweet cash. Generic structure and incendiary LRM ammo. We'll keep that. Sounds good. So yeah, that was pretty mediocre on the salvage front, but we're doing pretty well on cash now. So I would definitely like to start seeing a few more heavies. Be very, very nice. We'll see what we get on that front. We may or may not start seeing heavies. I mean, we have started seeing heavies. I'd really like to see another Marauder. That way we can just guarantee ourselves a Marauder part. And we can choose, to some degree, what chassis we get, too. So that would be nice, depending on what other chassis we got. I mean, I kind of like that all-energy chassis, but at the same time, that is not too bad for repairs. Do it. Absolutely do it. And 16 days to our financial report. How long on our Argo upgrade? 9 days. Okay, let's just go ahead and tick forward a little bit here.
Job's done.
We shouldn't need to do anything on any of those mechs. Let's just double check it. Fantastic. And let's tick forward until our mech warriors are back. There we go. That'll do. 9 days to the financial report, 2 days to the gymnasium, and so we can deploy again.
Commander.
It's a little late in the episode to deploy again at this point, so I'm just going to go through this training here so that we don't have to do it next episode, and then I will go ahead and put a cut in here. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.